The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me.
The fundamentals of the U.S. economy remain strong. The unemployment rate has been near half-century lows for well more than a year. The pace of job gains has been solid, and wages have been rising.
Unbelievable. I mean, this guy's such an idiot. That is Powell. He decides to drop rates half a point. Unbelievable. Too late. Just too late. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, Phil's Gang. Coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Market's down about 700 points again today. Gold is soaring, I told you. And I told my members, stay with gold. Be patient. It's going to take off. Because all these people who are running to the bond market, who are listening to these dopes, these money managers, go to bonds, safety, go to bonds. That's suicide. Remember, we've been lied to about inflation. We have terrible inflation. They always say, well, inflation's only 2%. That's a total lie. We're almost a double-digit inflation, real inflation. Just look at the stock market. In 10 years, the stock market's going up 460%. Look at health care. Just look at how much health care goes up a year. How about rent? If you try to rent an apartment, health insurance is the killer. Just take health insurance and rent an apartment. See if there's any inflation there. We've been lied to. It's unbelievable. So that inflation is a killer. So what happened last week, which was interesting, I was telling everybody, stay with gold. Be patient. Because they're going to find out that is the wrong way to go, is to buy bonds. And they figured that out today. Now, don't forget, another reason why people were selling gold, a lot of brokerage houses had to meet their margin debt because they're losing a ton of money. Brokerage houses, they either had to write a check, they had to come up with some cash, so a lot of them are holding on to gold, so they sold their gold. So that's another reason. But it's all temporary. It's just temporary. There's no place for this market to go but down. You can't save this market today. Cutting 1 point. What are you, nuts? Remember, when Bernanke in 2008, when the market crashed, and I kept saying this, we only had $400 billion in treasuries on the balance sheet of the Fed. We got $4 trillion today. We went from $400 billion to $4 trillion. What's that mean? We have no room. See, 2008, they could stop the crash and then prop the market up. Remember, 10 years ago, the crash never finished its crash. They interfered into the crash. They financially engineered to stop the crash. They front-loaded the market. They printed money, and then they front-loaded. Richard Fisher, who was on the Fed, he even admitted it when he retired from the Fed.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish a wealth effect.
That's right, wealth effect. That's all fake. So Bernanke was able to cut 20 times to stop the crash. 20 times. He could make 20 cuts. Remember, rates were around 5%. Every 1 point's 4 cuts. That's around 20 cuts. They made 1 cut today. We haven't got any room left. We're going to go negative rates, so there's no room left. And remember what happened in 2010. In 2010, they should have been selling those treasuries to get those treasuries down, to reduce it from 4 trillion back to at least 1 trillion or 2 trillion. So when something like this happened, there'd be a way to stop the crash. Instead, we're still at 4 trillion. There's no room. They cut rates today by 0.5 point. There's nothing left. We started at 1.5. Now we're down to what? 1 point? Are you kidding? When we had the crash in 2008, we had 5 points to start with. But this was all greed. When Bernanke started to cut from 5% down to 0, and all the corporations were getting free money to buy their own stock back, so to stop the market from crashing further, they could mask all their losses. I told you that story a million times. When the crash stopped in 2000 or in 2008, in the middle of the crash, Bernanke gave them all this money free, so that when a company, and I'll do it again, if a company had a 10 million shares of a stock, or 15 million shares of a stock, and the stock was trading at $10, and here they're in 2008, now they start lowering rates, they try to stop the crash, now earnings reports had to come in. So a stock was at $10, the CEO knew the stock was going to go down to $7 or $6 because of bad earnings. So Bernanke says, don't worry, I'll give you money free, and go take that money and buy your own shares. Drop it from 15 million down to 14 million. That way, instead of your stock going from $10 down to 6 or 7, it'll go from $10 up to 13 or 14. And that's what they've been doing for 10 years. They've been boosting the stock market up through quantitative easing, that means printing of money, and stock buybacks. Stock buybacks, remember, stock buybacks tears the economy apart. When corporations not only get free money from the Federal Reserve, but remember, they've been taking the money from their business investment account and doing stock buybacks so they could mask their losses. They could mask their losses to make it look like profits. Remember, the key is every quarter when they had to report earnings, they had to keep reducing the amount of shares they had. So go from 15 million down to 14 million. So the stock, instead of dropping from $10 down to 7, it would go from $10 to 13. Next quarter comes. They would drop the 14 million in shares. They would buy their own shares back down to 13. Now the stock would go from, let's say, $13 up to $18. So now stocks are overpriced by as much as 50, 60%. That's a bubble. That's why they stopped splitting. Stocks don't split anymore. Every time, remember, stock would go to $100, they'd split it to 50. Well, companies weren't going to split anymore because they knew it was all fake. They knew their stock went from 50 to 100. They don't want to split it back to 50 because they knew this day was coming when the market, we were going to have the biggest crash ever. Why would they want to cut their price from 100 down to 50, split the stock, so you could buy the stock at 50 when they knew a crash could come any moment? So why would you go from 100 down to 50? You wouldn't. They didn't. So this whole scam is now, after 10 years, we're out of ammo. And I've been telling you this since when? When did I tell you this crash was coming? I said it's going to take a year or more, but it started. And I told you that on January 16th, 2018. I want everybody to mark down this date, January 16th, today, that Phil Grandy said on this date, January 16th, this is the beginning of the stock market crash. And that was 2018. And remember, the market went down 20%? We had a 20% crash. And then they were able to come in and fix that crash by creating a narrative that we're going to soon sign this agreement with China. So we went down 20%, we went back up 20% on that fake narrative. So where are we now? What do we do right now? Well, right now, gold is a good alternative. And we'll talk about that when we come back and what you should do if you're in the market.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about
Remember,
it.
when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. back, learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. It's free for 10 days. And you get my chart free for 10 days. You get both, the membership and the chart. And every day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my team and I, we post our members' portfolio, our stock portfolio, and then we tell you what to do with each one of those stocks. So for 10 days, you don't pay anything, and you see how we do it. So just take a couple of the stocks or an ETF and follow it for 10 days on paper. Don't even use real money. And just judge us by our performance. Who's the only one that's been telling you all along that the fake Business News Network, they've been lying, that this market is a fraud? Remember, when you started out with globalization, that killed us. Because wages killed us. Adjusted for inflation, your check may be bigger, but the buying power is like today, your buying power is the same as in the 70s. That's what killed us, globalization, when they started to take our jobs and export them and got rid of the unions. Then they really screwed you when they brought in 401ks. That was another failed experiment. That was never set up for retirement, your 401k. That's not safe. Go ahead, call your broker today. Try to get through to him. Ask him, what do you think we should do? What do you think he's going to say to you?
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
Wow, can you imagine? You're sitting there for the last 5 days, market's going down 1,000 points a day. You're sitting in a 401k. I don't mean to laugh. Yes, I do. And you call your broker. You call your broker, and he's going, who?
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
Yeah, so get off the phone. What are you calling me for? You just give me money. I have no responsibility for you. I have no fiduciary relationship with you. What are you, nuts? We're taking care of ourselves. We're going to get rich off of you. You suckers who got into these 401ks, the biggest skimming operation in the world. All a 401k was set up for wasn't set up for retirement. It was set up for the mutual fund companies, which was a little cottage industry on Wall Street, to become huge, huge. That's what it was set up for, to screw you. Tell me, a 401k, why would anyone own one? 33% of the money you put aside for savings goes to fees. They have 27 hidden fees. So days like today, you call, not much of an answer you get from your broker. They're going to say the same thing. Oh, stay in. You know what really makes me grumpy? All these guys now, here, look, here, Payne. Here's Payne. Remember Payne telling us how great the economy is? It's a rocket ship.
Our economy is surging along.
Yeah,
it's surging. It's a rocket ship right now.
It's a rocket ship. Yeah, it's a rocket ship, all right. So today in his show, he's got a new show. He named it Making Money. Yeah, that's a great name. And he brings on experts. Going to tell us what to do now. Bring on all the experts.
Stocks on yet another roller coaster ride today. Yep. Jumping on news initially that the Fed was taking emergency measures and cutting rates big time.
Big time.
Before turning lower.
Yeah, cutting rates big time. Are you kidding? In 2008, we cut from 5% to 0. We're at 1.5%, and he's cutting rates big time. A half a point, they got nothing left. 1 point left. Are you kidding? That's like Custer going against the Indians, and they didn't even have a gun. They were shooting rocks. They're throwing rocks at the Indians. That's what they're doing now. They're throwing rocks at this market, trying to stop the biggest crash ever in history. Because the big boys got so rich, because the guys like him, Payne and Bartiromo and the rest of them, who for 10 years been lying to us, just take the last 5 years. I've been saying to you for the last 5 years, these people are just liars. For 5 years, the stock market's going up and the economy's going down. But nobody wanted to listen to me. I was a grumpy old man. I get emails all the time. Oh, you're just grumpy. You're just grumpy. Markets, these things are wonderful. The stock market was going up, for God's sakes, 50% in 5 years. More than that. So let's take the S&P. 50% is going up in 5 years. But the economy was going down 25%. Oh, but they didn't tell you that, did they? No. Just like last week, they said, oh, the market's not doing too bad. We're down about 5%, remember? But what she didn't tell you is that's the overall market. You got to go look at the leadership. If the leaders are down, you're screwed. And the leadership was down 25%. Remember last week? 25%. I warned you. The leaders were down 25%. She's saying the overall market's doing nicely. You're only down about 5%. Well, you subtract 5 from 25, that means your risk is a 20% drop. And I had all my members all set up for that drop, so if it happened, and it did, they'd be making money. Or at least, if they didn't want to make money while it's going down, at least they'd be out of the market. God, it's unbelievable how they lied to us. So the Fed, they dropped rates today. What good is it? Not going to do anything. This market has dropped 12% in 5 trading days. That's the largest single decline on record in a week. We never had that. That should tell you something, shouldn't it? Besides, I was right. We never had a recovery. It was all propped up by these low rates that only a few people made money. And what they did with the masses, look at 48% of the people in this country, we have a workforce of 160 million people, right, in this country, workforce, 160 million people. 48% of that workforce make $18,000 a year or less. Say half our workforce makes $18,000 a year or less. What are you, nuts? So what did they do with those people? They turned around and just gave them more credit cards. Remember I told you in July? In July, I said that from July to December, they increased credit for them from $11 trillion to $22 trillion. And what would these guys say on the fake business news network? Oh, everything's fine. Art Laffer came out, remember?
It's just a wonderful world.
Yeah, wonderful world, because what he was doing is making a fortune by taking these poor souls who are making $18,000 or a house income with 2 people, $40,000, and let them go buy a car. Stretch it out for 7 years. Give them 7 more credit cards. Go buy a watermobile. Go buy a ski mobile. Go fix your kitchen, whatever you want. All masking what the big boys were doing, making a fortune at their expense.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these 2 committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Want to make profits in the stock market? philsgang.com is running its best promotion ever. For the holiday season, Phil's Gang is giving you the Working Investor Program free for 10 days. That's right. Get the Phil's Gang membership and the MV2 color-coded chart free for a 10-day trial. Go to philsgang.com and click on Get Started. Then choose the Working Investor Program for your 10-day free trial. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Are you financially ready for the new year? Phil's Gang is ready. Why not start the new year by making a sound financial decision and join the leader in making profits in the stock market? Phil's Gang has been teaching its members how to make profits in the stock market for over 20 years. We teach you stock chart analysis, pattern recognition, relative strength and relative weakness, how to protect your investments with the Scout Power System, how to place stops, the best time to get into a stock, and the best time to get out. Phil's Gang use proprietary charts that are easy to read and guide you through the noise that everyone else offers in the world of fundamentals. The best part of Phil's Gang is if you don't have the time to learn the training system, you can invest in the market based on Phil's recommendations. Join Phil's Gang and get the Working Investor Program for a 10-day free trial. That's right. Get the membership and the MV2 color-coded chart for free for 10 days. Go to philsgang.com and click on Get Started for your 10-day free trial. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so what gets me is this. So Powell comes out today and he says,
the fundamentals of the U.S. economy remain strong. The
Really?
unemployment rate has been near half-century lows for well more than a year.
Why?
The pace of job gains has been solid, and wages have been rising.
Really? So let's go see how he's really done and all that. Okay, so let's talk about. He's talking about we have great wages, right? Low unemployment. Well, first of all, that's not true. It's not. Low unemployment, 3.6%. Well, if that's the case, then why isn't the average hourly wages increasing more? Remember, they went up a lousy 3%. Not for everybody. The middle class got screwed, got nothing. The very top and the very bottom. And now they're dropping down to 2.9%. God, just figure out your health care cost is twice as that. If you do your health care cost, your rent, if you're renting a place, and your health care, tell me, you know. How does 2.9% work out in a wage increase over a year? And he says, oh, it's great. Are you nuts? That gets wiped out so fast just with health care and rent. Unemployment rate, 3.6%. That's a lie. Now, you would think, wouldn't you? Logic would tell you that employers would boost workers' pays to attract more workers, if the labor market was so tight as she's telling us. Everybody's telling us the labor market's tight. Everybody's working. What are you nuts? That's not true. Wages are already declining from 3.1% to 2.9%. Now, think about this. Nearly 400,000 people a month, or close to 4 million a year, are looking for part-time work. That's why wages aren't going up. Not to mention the fact, when you do globalization, you're screwed. Now, let's talk about the unemployment rate. The 5% unemployment rate. I mean, 5%. Now, the unemployment rate, the only reason why the unemployment rate is so low is because they're cheating. We have discouraged workers they don't talk about. Right before the first Friday of each month, Obama removed 967,000 people off the unemployment list. So the first Friday of the month comes up, and he puts out a question to them. In the last 4 days, have you looked for a job? And they say no. So they removed, on average, 967,000 people each month. And so they took them off the unemployment, reclassified them discouraged. That's how they dropped the interest rate down to, I think it's right now. What's the interest rate? What's it now? 5.2%? Okay, the unemployment rate. I keep getting that confused with the wages. Trump, his crew is removing every month 750,000 people each month. Reclassify them as discouraged. 3.5%. There you go. 3.5% is the unemployment rate. So to get that down, if both of them, both administrations, keep removing people from the unemployment. They say, in the last 4 days, have you gone out and looked for a job? No. Okay. And that's why you get these fictitious numbers. Remember Trump, what he said? What the real numbers were?
It's a false economy that we're living in. We're in a bubble. And more importantly, when you look at unemployment in this country, we have close to 100 million people that are out of work. And yet we have a 5.3% unemployment rate, which is a total joke. I think the real number is probably into the 30s. Somebody actually read the other day, they said it's actually 42%. And that's the real number.
So they went from 5.6 down to 3.5. And the way they've been doing it is they've been taking people off the unemployment, call them discouraged. If we added them back in, our unemployment rate would be 10%. So everything they have done has been a lie. And what they've really done is made sure that the interest rates are so low that the folks who are making, which is, remember, almost half of our workforce making $18,000 a year or less, about $9 an hour, so they can go out and keep buying stuff. That's called the wealth effect. Make them feel wealthy. Because all they care about is what's the late payment. They don't even care about what the interest is. And as long as you keep giving the credit cards access to go buy a car, they're happy. They're happy. They're spending more than their income. They could care less. They're happy. It's the guy in the middle that got screwed. The guy who's making $65,000 to $85,000 a year. He's the one that creates businesses. He's the foundation of the economy. He's the one that starts up businesses. If it wasn't for the middle class, there'd be no America. It's the middle class. After they pay all their bills, they have disposable income left, and they start up business called startups. And startups create 80% of our jobs. And they gotten killed. They didn't get any raises. They got nothing. They've been wiped out. Trump finally came back and said, "Well, maybe we should cut taxes just for them." So all this stuff they've been telling us how great the economy is. You got the government debt growing 35% faster than the economy. You got consumers spending 40% more than their income. Savings at $1.2 trillion, the lowest in 10 years. Congress spent $187 more than the income that you get from taxes. The government's net worth is a negative $20 trillion. Freight shipments are the steepest decline since 2008. Trucking set up the lowest in 32 years. I could go on and on and on, but they tell us the economy's the best thing ever happened. So what do? Stick with me. How many times you said, I just wish I could find somebody that will just give me a stock I don't have to go learn anything. I don't have to go to class. I don't have to do anything. Just give me a stock and make sure I'm in right and make sure I get out. That's all I want. And that's what we do here. And you can test it for 10 days free. That's exactly what we do here. For free, for 10 days, you get my color-coded technology chart, and you get access to the gang. You get full access to everything. If you decide, well, maybe I want to be active, more active, well, you got that opportunity. We have classes every day on how to use the MV2 color-coded chart, how to build your own portfolio. Or you may just say, you know what, I like this better. The member stock portfolio has 30 stocks between ETFs and just regular stocks. There's 5 stocks that we recommend, just 5 stocks that we've been in for 3 years, that we tell gang members, just stay with those same popular stocks all year round, and you're going to do fine. Now, we can't guarantee anything. I'm not going to guarantee you're going to make 10%, 20%, 30%, but I can guarantee you this, you're going to get a good night's sleep, because you're going to know when to be in, when to get out, when to run like hell, and you're not going to be facing this stuff anymore. Where you got your life savings in a 401k, and you're listening to this crap.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
Our responsibility begins and ends with you, or we can't keep members. If we weren't, how are we going to keep members if you weren't first? So you got 10 days to find out if we're phony or not. 10 days. Free. So right now, here's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on our gold stocks, number one. We're also focusing on, to give you an example, when this market was collapsing, and I'm going to give you these numbers. I'm not saying every gang member made these, okay, these kind of returns. I'm not saying you're going to make these returns if you join the gang right now. But Caterpillar, ever since this market dropped, we're up 8.2%. Goldman Sachs, we're up 18%. Intel, we're up 18%. Schlumberger, 31%. That's oil. OIH, 32%. CAG, 19%. And that's shorting. So we caught this market as it is going down. And again, I can't guarantee you're going to make those kind of returns. But those are actual returns. That's our portfolio. And at 2 o'clock every afternoon, we post that portfolio, our portfolio stocks. Just follow the instructions we give you. See how you make out. Go to my site right now, philsgang.com, and sign up where it says start here. And you'll get Working Investor Group. Make sure you sign up for the Working Investor Group.
Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, boydinvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Want to make profits in the stock market? philsgang.com is running its best promotion ever. For the holiday season, Phil's Gang is giving you the Working Investor Program free for 10 days. That's right. Get the Phil's Gang membership and the MV2 color-coded chart free for a 10-day trial. Go to philsgang.com and click on Get Started. Then choose the Working Investor Program for your 10-day free trial. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Thousands of investors trust philsgang.com to deliver the tools and resources they need to invest with confidence. With the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts, you have the power to create highest quality, color-coded, easy-to-read charts in just a few simple clicks. Designed specifically for technical analysis and investing, the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock chart seamlessly integrates and functions on mobile, tablet, desktop, and web devices. Isn't it time you leave behind the old stock research routine, spending hours reading websites, out-of-date newsletters, and magazines? Instead, subscribe to the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts and plan your entire investment strategy. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264, and we'll see you on the charts. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And you know what gets me? Nobody's prepared for this recession. They're not. Isn't that sad? My gang is. But they're not financially prepared. People aren't. And here's another something that's really bad. Large corporations, they're not prepared. They're saddled with the highest debt ever because they've been borrowing money from the Fed, zero rates or half a point, and then they take the money from their business investment account that's supposed to go to you. So your wages are supposed to go up, but they didn't give you a wage increase. Oh, yeah, they gave you 3.1%. That was nice of them. So they took the money from the business investment account. They're supposed to go to new machinery, new equipment, so you can produce more, so you can get more earnings, so you get more wages, so that you live better, your lifestyle's better. But they screwed you. They took that money for themselves so that they could get richer because they're CEOs, because they're tied, their bonuses are tied to how high the stock goes. And they could also mask that they're losing money, pretend they're making profits. And our Congress still lets them do this. Our Congress has not stopped for one moment. This it used to be a crime. It used to be a felony to do what they're doing, stock buybacks. I can't fix that. But think about it for a moment. That's what they've been doing. So now, because they tell you this stuff all the time, how great things are, the little guy in Main Street, he's not prepared for what's coming. And the layoffs are going to start very soon now. Now, remember this? This is what really gets me. Listen to this garbage. This is what they're telling you right before the crash here.
It signals a new economic relationship between the world's two biggest economies. Farmers, manufacturers, tech companies, they all get help with this, and the economy is likely insulated from any threat of recession this year.
How'd that work out for you, Varney, huh? Listen to Kudlow now.
The economy is booming and jobs are booming.
Yeah, jobs are booming. What jobs are booming? The last job report we got, 225,000 jobs. Almost 80% of those jobs were minimum wage jobs, bartending jobs, those kind of jobs. That's right. But we don't tell you that. Then we get this one.
Consumers still feel very strong. This economy is still incredibly strong.
They've been getting away with this, saying the consumer is strong because they keep giving them credit cards, they keep giving them easy access to easy credit, automobiles, everything else. So the consumer's making 18 grand a year or 28 grand a year. He can go out and he can feel like he's making $60,000 a year. It's a scam. They screwed them. They let them go into debt. They now became debt slaves. Why'd they do that? So they won't complain, because on the other side of the ledger, you got the very wealthy in the stock market using that same low rate interest to speculate in the stock market. So the 1 percentile is making a fortune. And so to make sure there's no revolution, no revolt, you imagine if they just saw the very wealthy making that kind of money and the average guy on Main Street, he's not making anything. So what they did is they turned around and said, well, let's just make sure he can go buy a car. Let's open up the spigot for credit cards for him. Keep him happy. Tell him he's doing fine because he can spend. He's flush. He's spending more than his income. He's flush. We'll tell him.
People are feeling flush in their accounts, spending more than our income.
Yeah, see, so Leisman, CNBC's telling people, look, you're flush. You're spending more than than you're making. But look at the stock market's going up. See, the stock market tells you you're rich. Larry Kudlow comes out and tells people that who make less than $48,000 a year, less than 48% of the people who are making $18,000 a year or less, their income went up by 47%. Kudlow told us that last week. This is what's amazing. So now in the market, what we've seen in the last week happens, and I told you it was going to happen. Remember, while they're telling you all this, and while Laffer's telling you this,
it's just a wonderful world we're living in.
Yeah, and Charles the rocket ship.
Our economy is surging along. It's surging.
Yeah. And this is why we're seeing socialism becoming popular, because that poor guy who's making 18 grand a year, or 28 grand a year, or 38 grand a year, he's getting screwed. So he's looking to Bernie Dandruff. He's looking at Bernie Dandruff from Vermont for help. Look, I can't fix any of this stuff, but here's what we did for our members. Okay, we certainly don't tell our members this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it. Our responsibility.
And that's the guy who runs your 401k. Look, join my gang. Try it for 10 days. Okay, we're doing very, very well. Our gold's soaring right now. When this market started to go down, we had everybody positioned. If they listened to us, I'm not saying it's guaranteed everybody did it, but if they listened to us, our members, and listened to the instructions that we put out every afternoon, we post at 2 o'clock. If they follow those instructions to a T, they're doing very nicely. And also, don't forget, if you go in to join the gang for 10 days free and get your color-coded chart, once you're in there, you can sign up for our webinar. We're having a webinar. You don't have to, okay, but we're having a webinar on March 21st from noon to 3 o'clock Eastern time. It's only $70, and we're going to be covering exactly what's going on and what do you do when markets go down? How do you make money shorting a market? People have never made it. A lot of people, 99.9% of people, never made money when the market went down because they're scared. We put our members into what they call an inverse. So instead of shorting the Dow going down or shorting the spiders going down because they're scared doing it, we did what we call an inverse. We put them in what they call SDS. So when the market's going down, SDS goes up. So they're making money as the market goes down, so they're not scared, they're not shorting. And we're up right now in SDS about 10%. And also in RWM, we're up about 10% in that. Well, everybody else is down with this market falling apart. And again, I'm not saying every gang member's up. I can't say that. I don't know. I don't know that. But if they followed our instructions, they're doing fine, okay? So the best thing for you to do is just join in for 10 days and see how you do. Judge me and my staff by our performance. And then you can judge how things are going by how well you're doing. So the people who have made 19% shorting CAG, I can't guarantee you're going to make that same 19%, but at the end of 10 days, you're going to know. You're going to know if it's going to work out for you. And the big thing is all we ask is help St. Jude. That's all. We haven't changed our prices in 25 years. Been the same price. Okay, it's not $50,000. This one company's getting sued. I just found out they're getting sued, and they charge people $50,000. They do what we do. We charge for a year $497. They charge them for 50,000. I couldn't believe it when I read that. You got to be out of your mind. But anyways, look, the one thing that we do know is this. The market right now, there is no way that rate cuts are going to save them this time because there's nowhere to cut to. See, in 2010, I told everybody they should start selling. They should start selling the treasuries, get them down. But remember what happens. Every time these people, they do the same thing all the time. Remember when in 2008, they went in and they got all the central banks together and they said, bail everybody out. They did QE1, QE2, QE3, bailing everybody out. Then remember in 2010, we had that big crash was coming in 2010. And Yellen gets all the central banks together to do it again. To print money and stuff it into the economies, to keep the propping up instead of letting the markets go down and go into a worldwide recession. That's what you got to do. You got to let the markets, United States market, anyways, let our economy go into a recession. That's the only way you fix it. You got to go through that pain. Baby Bush wouldn't do it. Obama's not doing it. And our President Trump, he should be doing it. But he's got an idiot advising him. A couple of them. Larry Kudlow, one of them. You got to take some pain. But they're trying to always put it off by cutting rates. There's nowhere to cut anymore. That's their problem. So right now, those who are, you're going to have such an opportunity, like oil stocks. You should just join to follow us with our oil stocks. Oil stocks have gotten killed. That's where the next big money is going to be made in oil stocks. They got slaughtered. Those stocks are down 50, 60%. Oil service stocks are down big time. Refiners are down big time. That's when you buy these things, but you got to know when to buy them. And that's where we come in. So try us for 10 days free, and you'll see it works. And please, when you make money, remember St. Jude. Okay? All right. Don't buy on the pullback. I can tell you that. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.